Yes, next we will see geometric interpretation of signals. So any signal can be written as SIT equals to J is 1 to n Sij phi j of t, where t is varying from 0 to t. I is equal to 1 to m. So the coefficients of the expansion Sij are themselves defined by the equation. So I can write Sij as 0 to t Sit phi j of t dt, where I is varying from 1 to m, j is varying from 1 to n. Okay, so accordingly, each signal set Sit is completely determined by a vector of its coefficients. So Si can be written as Si1, Si2, Sin. I is varying from 1 to m. So I can write like this. Si can be written like this. So it's a set of symbols. Okay. So the vector Si is called signal vector. Okay. What we can say here, it will this signal can be represented with the help of an Euclidean spaces to an n-dimensional Euclidean space. So it may so happen that the dimension of the signal may be 2 and the number of symbols can be 3. In n-dimensional Euclidean space, we may define lengths of vectors and angles between the vectors. Okay, so how shall we do it? So if I write norm of Si square, this is called as norm, which can be written as Si comma Si, and I can write j is 1 to n Sij whole square, where Sij are the elements of Si. For larger values of n, length is defined in the same way. Okay. Then the cosine of the angle between two vectors is defined as the inner product of two vectors divided by the product of their individual norms. So first what you have to do, you have to find out the inner product of two signal vectors. Okay. So after finding the inner product of two signal vectors, you have to divide it by the product of the individual norms. You can see here. This is the formula actually. If there are two vectors Si and Sj, then you have to find out the inner product of Si and Sj, then divided by norm of Si and norm of Sj. Okay, if the two vectors Si and Sj are orthogonal or perpendicular, then Si comma Sj should be 0, because how will you find the inner product? Let us say there are two vectors A and B. So the inner product of the vectors A and B can be written as AB cos theta. If theta is 90, if they are perpendicular to each other, theta becomes 90. So cos 90 is 0. So if the inner product is 0, that means both the signals are perpendicular to each other. So this is how you find out the cosine of the angle between two vectors. Angle between any two signals can be computed by using this formula. Si comma Sj divided by norm of Si into norm of Sj. So the energy is found out, Ei is equal to 0 to t Si square t dt. Okay. So just find it out. Then Ei is equal to 0 to t, then j is 1 to n Sij phi j of t. Then k is 1 to n Sik phi k of t. Just substitute this, because any signal can be represented as the symbol and into the orthonormal basis function. So that's what we are doing here. J is 1 to n Sij phi j of t, and here we are writing k is 1 to n Sik phi k of t dt. Now we have to interchange the order of the summation and integration. So we can write it as Ai equals to j is 1 to n, k is 1 to n Sij Sik, the symbols you are writing together, then 0 to t phi j of t into phi k of t. Now if they phi j of t into phi k of t, phi j of t, and but since phi j of t form an orthonormal set, then I can write Ei as j is 1 to n Sij square. Okay, I can write it like this, because this will become 1. Either it will become 1 or it will become 0. So let us assume this to be 1. Then I can write Ei as j is 1 to n Sij square. Okay. So if I want to Then if in case of a pair of signals SIT and SKT represented by the signal vectors SI and SK, we can show it that norm of SI minus SK square can be written as J is 1 to N Sij minus Skj square. So I can write it as 0 to T SIT minus SKT square. This is how you can find out the distance between two vectors. Okay. So where norm SI minus SK is the Euclidean distance between the 2 points represented by the signal vector SI and SK. You can find out the distance between any two vectors by using such concepts.